and demanded to speak to my manager. He directed his staffers at the White House to call Disney to tell them to rein me in. I think that it would be so un-American if he were to come after people who are speaking out against him.
Did you know that in 2018, Trump's White House made at least 2 calls to Disney complaining about Kimmel's jokes?
States was so upset about my jokes. The report says at least 2 calls were made from the Trump White House to, quote, convey the president's anger.
That's right. The leader of the free world was so bothered by a late-night comedian, he tried to tattle to Mickey Mouse. But Kimmel's not backing down. His latest roast has Trump seeing red, or is it orange? Let's break down the juicy details that got Trump's Twitter fingers twitching.
He tried to pressure Disney because of your jokes.
He believes CBS should have their license revoked.
Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now back to the video. Ever wonder why Melania always looks like she's just come off a 3-day bender? Well, folks, Jimmy Kimmel's got the inside scoop, and it's a doozy. Picture this: the White House at night, all quiet and peaceful, except for one room, one very loud room. Now, we've all dealt with snorers before, but Trump's nighttime symphony isn't just loud, it's the stuff of legends. How bad could it be, you ask? Well, according to Kimmel, it's like a freight train had a baby with a chainsaw. Ouch! Can you imagine trying to catch some Z's?
Donald and Melania sleep in separate bedrooms. She was laughing too hard at my monologue at night.
Next to that racket. Poor Melania. But our girl Melania's got a secret weapon up her designer sleeve: noise-canceling headphones. That's right, folks. The First Lady has to bust out the big guns just to get a wink of sleep. But here's the million-dollar question. Are those fancy headphones enough to drown out the Donald's nocturnal noise-making? Now, you'd think Trump would just own up to his snoring problem. But nope. Our grumpy Trumpy's been tweeting up a storm, trying to deny his nighttime shenanigans. It's like watching a toddler insist they didn't eat the cookies while their face is covered in chocolate. Come on, Donny Diapers, we all know the truth. But here's where it gets really wild. You know how loud your neighbor's lawnmower is on a Saturday morning? Well, Trump's snoring could give it a run for its money. We're talking vacuum cleaner levels of loud here, folks. It's enough to make you wonder if the White House has invested in some industrial-strength earplugs for the staff. And let's not forget the strain this must be putting on the Trump marriage. I mean, can you imagine trying to cuddle up to someone who sounds like they're revving a Harley in their sleep? No wonder Melania always looks like she's one more sleepless night away from booking a one-way ticket back to Slovenia.
The blowhard and a snowflake. He's a blowflake is what he is. He should change the hats to say "Make America Wine Again," Mawa.
All right, folks. We've covered Trump's snoring symphony, but let's talk about the real elephant in the room. Or should I say, the fuzzy caterpillar on his head. You know what I'm talking about. That mysterious mop that's been puzzling hairstylists and comedians alike for years. Jimmy Kimmel's got some wild theories about Trump's hair that'll make you wonder if it's got its own Twitter account. Now, we've all seen those Windy Day disasters where Trump's hair seems to have a mind of its own. It's like watching a corn silk rodeo up there. Kimmel's been having a field day with this, asking the hard-hitting questions like, is it alive? Does it have its own Twitter account? I mean, at this point, would anyone be surprised if at Trump's toupee started trending?
Federal equal time rule to declare that anti-Trump material broadcast by Saturday Night Live, Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Colbert, and others was somehow illegal.
But here's where it gets really interesting. Kimmel's suggesting that Trump's hair might be more than just a bad dye job gone wrong. He's wondering if it's friend or foe. Picture this: Trump waking up every morning, ready to face the world, only to find his hair has other plans. It's like a daily battle between man and mane. Who's really calling the shots in the White House? Is it Trump, or is it that angry ferret on his head? Of course, our orange-tinted friend isn't taking these jabs lying down. He's been firing off tweets faster than his hair can fly away in a strong breeze, trying to convince us all that his look is 100% natural.
Aaron demanded to speak to my manager. He directed his staffers at the White House to call Disney to tell them to rein me in.
Yeah, and I'm the Queen of England. But you've got to hand it to him. The man's got more confidence than his hair has holding spray. Speaking of spray, let's talk about Trump's hair care routine. Kimmel's hinting that it's more complex than negotiating a trade deal. Experts are speculating that Trump's spending a small fortune on hair products each year. We're talking enough dough to buy a lifetime supply of corn dogs at the state fair. Kimmel's teasing us with the exact figure, but let's just say it's probably more than most of us spend on our entire wardrobe in a decade. But here's the kicker. Despite all this effort, Trump's hair still looks like it's trying to make a run for it half the time. It's like watching a very expensive, very orange game of whack-a-mole on his head. You've got to wonder, with all that money and all those products, couldn't he afford a mirror? Or a friend honest enough to say, "Donnie, buddy, maybe it's time for a new look"? Well, folks, it looks like our orange-hued friend in the White House can't catch a break from the late-night comedy circuit. Kimmel's been poking the bear, and boy, is that bear grumpy.
Santa Claus got up bright and early to post 165 venomous words about yours truly.
But let's face it, political satire isn't just about getting laughs. It's got a bigger job to do. As the great Stephen Colbert pointed out, satire is like a mirror for the absurd things politicians say. It's like holding up a funhouse mirror to Trump's tweets, and suddenly we're all seeing just how wacky this circus really is. And Trump? He's not exactly taking it lying down. He's firing back with his own brand of humor, if you can call it that. At a rally, Trump called Kimmel one of the dumbest human beings ever. Ouch, Donnie. Looks like someone's feeling a bit sensitive. But hey, at least he's proving that even presidents can throw a temper tantrum.
I think that it would be so un-American if he were to come after people who are speaking out against him.
Who knew the commander-in-chief could also be the comedian-in-chief? Stay tuned, folks. This tweet storm's just getting started.